everybody, it's Bagel from the channel Bean Bagel. My husband and I are from the Midwest. He's not here, but he's from Michigan, and I'm from Minnesota, and together we like to post about food on this channel, and we post our videos once or twice a week. If you'd like to subscribe, we would love to have you. If you've been around our channel before, you know I like to do solo videos, and I also especially really love doing videos about coffee and bubble tea. And today we're checking out a new to me coffee chain. So I checked out Gregory's Coffee, and this is in Albertville, Minnesota at the Albertville Outlet Mall. So Gregory's Coffee is a kind of East Coast based chain. They began in Manhattan in 2006, and a lot of their locations are in that NYC area. They also have some locations in like Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania, Illinois, but this is the only location here in Minnesota, and just the Minnesota and Illinois locations that I could find as far as like the Midwest. But since we had one here in Minnesota, I was super curious to check it out. Always interested in trying new chains and stuff like that. So got a couple of drinks to try. These are just drinks that spoke to me and things that I'm interested. But the first one that we got is the iced Biscotti Testarossa. So this one has a few things going on. So it has notes of hazelnut and almond. Of course, it has espresso and milk. And it comes with a mascarpone cold foam with a hint of orange zest. And it did come with a beautiful little dried orange slice that is now since sunk into the cold foam. But it did look really pretty when they presented it to me. The second one that I got is a matcha drink. I've been very into matcha, and this is a cherry blossom matcha. So it has cherry and rose syrup with a vegan cherry blossom cold foam on it. And it also came with a really pretty topping. It has some little rose petals. This vegan cold foam did kind of sink into the drink super quickly and kind of like dissipated into the drink, probably because it's vegan. You know, it wasn't as fattening as like the cream where like that kind of sticks on the top better. So anyways, let's taste these drinks. I think we're going to start with the Biscotti one. So, all right, let's go. I was expecting this drink to be very sweet with having like two kinds of syrup with the hazelnut and the almond. I was expecting it to be more of a sweet drink, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised that I'm getting more espresso than I was expecting. Personally, I think it could use a little bit more of like the almond and the orange to give it more of that biscotti kind of taste. Because to me, it's just kind of seeming like a hint of a hazelnut kind of thing. But that being said, the mascarpone cold foam does give it a nice little hint of like that tangy cream cheese kind of taste, I guess. So I think it pairs really well with everything going on. I just wish it had a little bit more of the almond, and I do get the orange a little bit, but for me it could have been maybe just a hair more. On our channel we do try it or walk by it, and I am going to say try it because I like the taste of the espresso. It's not too strong, but it does have like a nice espresso kind of boldness to it, and so I'm enjoying that. I was expecting that drink to be very sweet. And I always kind of like it when I get drinks that are more balanced. So I'm liking that one. Let's move on to the matcha, the cherry blossom matcha. That one, I'm getting a lot of oat milk taste. But that goes well with the matcha. I don't mind an oat milk matcha at all. And there is a lot of cherry flavor in there, which is really good. It's not that strange cherry blossom flavor. I know that a few years ago on our channel, we did a review of the LaCroix cherry blossom sparkling water, and my husband said that it tasted like tree bark. This more just tastes like cherry. It's like more fruity. Which I don't think is bad. I don't get a ton of the rose I know it had the rose syrup in there as well. I don't get a ton of that, which is probably good in this case. However, the main drawback for me was the little flower petals on the top. When you have like dried, crumbly kind of rose petals or whatever those are on the drink, especially like sipping it straight out of the cup, I just got like a mouthful of the dried petals, and it made just kind of an unpleasant texture, when you're trying to like drink something and then you have like these little dried chunks of things. So, that wasn't my favorite. I think they just put a little bit too much. Maybe they could just tone that part down. Just, it looks really pretty on the drink, so I totally get why they put it on there, but for me, texturally, as a texture person, is not my thing. So for that one, even though I like the flavor of the matcha and the drink overall, I just can't get over the texture of that. So I'm going to say walk by it for the cherry blossom matcha. But as far as for Gregory's, I think it's worth checking out. I think that the drinks came out really fast, actually, which I feel like nowadays, coffee shops are either like super fast, like Starbucks, where I feel like you're ordering the drink and like the drink is like pretty much already ready, it feels like sometimes. Or like when you go to like small coffee shops, local places, it can take a super long time, like 15 minutes before your drink is ready. So I feel like these came out pretty quickly, but I did feel like there was some quality and care put into them. So especially with the presentation, I thought they both looked really nice. So for Gregory's, I would definitely say, give them a try, and let me know what other coffee places you'd like me to check out, or if you've been to Gregory's and you have any thoughts about this, let me know your comments down below. So anyways, that's all I have, and thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye!